Hello and welcome to another edition of our expert series on the outdoor workforce, presented with support from the VF Foundation. Today's session will focus on career development for outdoor professionals. And the experts we have with us today will showcase a wide array of career advancement opportunities for outdoor talent. Before I continue, I'd like to note that we've made closed captions available for this session, which you can enable by going to the bottom of your Zoom screen and pressing captions and then show captions. My name's Chris Perkins. I'm a senior director at the Outdoor Recreation Roundtable, a coalition of organizations across the outdoor recreation economy. And when you see these logos here, you can see that we represent the full diversity of recreation activities, from hiking, biking, skiing, and climbing to hunting, fishing, boating, motorized RV, camping, hospitality, horseback riding, you name it. And that enables us to speak with a unified voice on behalf of the outdoor recreation economy at both the federal and state level. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is our third session in a four-part series. We've held 2 sessions to date, and on April 12th, we'll wrap up by talking about upcoming trends in outdoor careers. If you've missed out on any of these sessions have been recorded, and they'll be accompanied by resources for a new outdoor workforce hub on ORR's website. So like last week, a quick recap of what we've covered so far. We've learned that outdoor recreation spans all corners of the United States and generates $862 billion as an industry nationwide, along with 4.5 million jobs for the American people. We've learned that outdoor recreation takes place in all sorts of areas, from far off canyon to local urban park. And for this reason, many diverse types of organizations across sectors support the outdoor recreation economy, as shown here in this graphic from the Oregon State University Center for the Outdoor Recreation Economy. And with organizations like these helping support the outdoor recreation economy, the variety of career opportunities available to prospective talent is also quite diverse. And here are just some of the opportunities available, including jobs in the trades, manufacturing, infrastructure design, entrepreneurship, retail, public policy, and so many more. And again, outdoor careers do not require outdoor experience. In fact, many outdoor careers take place indoors, yet they enable a quality of life for professionals that enables them to spend a lot of their time outdoors, enjoying public lands and waters. And again, I will drop relevant links in the chat. We've heard from a number of experts thus far, from Luis Benitez, a government affairs professional whose career has spanned many segments of the recreation economy, to Danica Carey, director of marketing operations at Cirrus Innovation, Nikki Storey, president of the Great Lakes Boat Building School, Daryl Anthony, executive director of the Maryland Office of Outdoor Recreation, Aaron Kay, executive director of the Professional Trail Builders Association, Kristen Freeney, founder at Path to Peak Education and Consulting, Jenna Selmer, co-founder and president at Basecamp Outdoor, and Les Duncan, CEO at the Green and Youth Foundation. If you think these people look cool, you should definitely check out the recordings of our prior sessions. They've been great. Today's session is all about the academic and trade programs that can help us acquire the necessary skill sets to work in careers like the people we've heard from so far. We'll be hearing from several programs from across the United States for professionals at various stages of their career journey. But I want to make it clear that these programs just scratch the surface of all the incredible programs around the country that provide people skills to excel in the outdoor industry. Last night, I spent some time researching all the programs that provide degrees, certifications, and certificates to help people thrive in the outdoor industry. And I ended up staying up later than I expected because of all the programs I found for prospective workers in the outdoor industry. I'm going to leave this up for just a little bit so you can email me if I forgot anyone. The first person we'll hear from today is Taryn Mead, Ph.D. Taryn is an assistant professor of product innovation, design, and management at the Walton College of Business, the University of Arkansas. Taryn, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about your program. And I'll move through your slides.
All right, thank you. So I just wanted to start to take a minute to introduce everyone to Northwest Arkansas. Before I moved to this region, I really had no idea all of the just incredible open spaces that are in this region and some of the beautiful mountains that are here, small by, compared to some of the Rocky Mountain standards, but still there are beautiful vistas here and beautiful outdoors. So I just wanted to go through some of those slides, some images really quickly to introduce you to this place. So this is the Ouachita Mountains. There's supposed to be a U in there. Another vista here. Bike packing scene has picked up in Northwest Arkansas. Next slide, please. There's the Ozark National Forest as well. Next slide. Northwest Arkansas is building out about a mile of trail a week on average. And so it's really, Bentonville, Fayetteville area is really striving to become a major hub for the cycling industry. Next slide, please. Again, next slide. And then we have the Buffalo National River, just a couple hours away. That was the first national river in the country. Next slide, please. We have lots of opportunities for kayaking. Next slide, please. A new whitewater park in Siloam Springs. Next slide. The White River, also known as having a lot of great fishing as well. Next slide. Devil's Den State Park, just a lot of really great history here and outdoor infrastructure. Next slide. And then the countless swimming holes around the state. Next slide. And I was recently told that there are many great state parks. And next slide. I was recently told that there is also a waterfall season, which is apparently a specific thing to do here. So next slide, please. So just in that context, I wanted to give you a sense of what you might be entering at Northwest Arkansas, at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. The outdoor industry programming that we're currently building stems mostly from the Walton College of Business. So we're building a Master's of Science in Product Innovation, which is my area of expertise, and also an undergrad certificate in the outdoor industry. And then from the Office of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, there is the GORP Business Incubator Accelerator Program to help startups. So this is open to students. It's a competitive process with which I'll go into in just a minute. And then also we have in the College of Education and Health minors an outdoor leadership minor that's going to be developed into a major. Next slide, please. So the certificate in outdoor industries has an introduction class, a study abroad in Europe, internship credits available, and then several other courses across the Walton College in new venture development, social entrepreneurship. And then we're also teaching an undergraduate product innovation studio and the capstone. Next slide, please. The MS in product innovation will be, we have a focus on the outdoor industry product, as well as a few other verticals. But for the purposes of today, I'll focus on the outdoor industry component. So this is going to be, program is intended for mid-career professionals all the way from the very conceptualization of an idea of a product all the way to launch, right, and go-to-market strategy, and then all the steps in between. So coursework covers each of those steps. We also have a practicum, which is a 250-hour project to build your own product or help a company build a product. So that's a very hands-on course that covers 14 months. Next slide, please. And then the minor in outdoor leadership is more, I try to divide things into outdoor industry, which is sort of back of the house, versus outdoor leadership, which I can tend to think of as front of the house in restaurant terms. But outdoor leadership being those more skills-based in the field sort of skills that you might get. And so we have a minor there that's growing into a major. Next slide, please. And then the Greenhouse Outdoor Recreation Program is a 12-week business incubator, one-to-one mentorship, and up to $15K in non-dilutive funding for startups. And they run 2 cohorts a year. It's been very successful so far. Next slide, please. So overall, we're really working to cultivate two different kinds of skill sets within the Walton College, and then also within this more hands-on practical-based program to cover a lot of different student interests. And these programs are new, and I think especially for students who are interested in starting their own business, Northwest Arkansas is an amazing place to come. So I think I'm at time, and I'll stop there. Thank you.
Taryn, excellent. Thank you so much. And I've been telling as many people as I can recently that there's something in the water in Northwest Arkansas, the outdoor recreation economy. I think the programs you've listed here are just such a great example of how you're stewarding people to build meaningful careers in the outdoor recreation economy. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Next today, bringing her back by critical acclaim is Nikki Storey, who's going to talk again about her work at the Great Lakes Boat Building School, which is one of the premier programs for boat building in the United States. Nikki, take it away.
Critical acclaim. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that introduction for sure. So, yes, I'm the president of Great Lakes Boat Building School. Those of you who are not familiar with Great Lakes Boat Building School is located in the beautiful Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Truly an outdoor recreation paradise here. But what I'm here to talk about is a little bit of our programs in our school. Just to share with you our mission here at the school is to provide rewarding careers in the marine industry. And in saying that, we've had 100% placement for both of our programs over the last 6 years, which is a really significant number and just speaks to the demand in the industry. Right now, nationally, there's about 40,000 jobs available in the boating industry that's been estimated. So just a high overview of our programs. All of our programs are developed to provide students the solid foundation to be entry-level employees in the marine industry. A lot of those jobs are going into marinas, dealerships, restoration shops, boat building shops. And we have two programs. We have a comprehensive career boat building program and a marine service technology program. Both of those programs you'll see on this slide are very hands-on. Our students spend about 80% of their time in our real world wood boat building shop doing hands-on projects, getting their hands dirty. We get them out in boats on the water, which is super cool and a great part of our school. And you know, we really set them up for success to be those entry-level employees and doing those hands-on skilled trades that the industry is looking for. Our programs are also very focused. You'll see that a little bit later on a slide that we have an instructor to student ratio of 1 to 12. And our programs are very intense. Both of our programs, both our wood boat building program and our marine service technology program, are 12-month programs. Students come here for a year and they go right out in the industry to get a job. And down at the bottom, you'll actually see some pictures of some of our graduates, which I absolutely love. The first person you see here is Kyle Fainer. He's a graduate of our marine service technology program in 2022. He was actually a career changer. He was working as a professional and was just miserable in his job. And he always knew he loved being on boats and being on the water and tinkering on engines. So Kyle actually came here under a sponsorship with his future employer, Gage Marine, who put $10,000 towards Kyle's education here. And I can tell you, if you talk to Kyle, he is just so passionate about working in the marine industry, doing something he loves, being on the water, and just being able to provide support to an industry that's really provided him a really solid foundation and career. The second student we have here is Grant Vale, who is also a graduate from our Marine Service Technology program. And Grant came here, he had gone to university and had determined that it just really wasn't for him. And so Grant came here for 1 year, and I love Grant's story because basically a college dropout, decided it wasn't for him, came here, decided he wanted to do skilled trade and be in marine industry, came here for 1 year, went out in the industry, working in Texas at Hurst Harbor Marine. When I talked and visited with Grant, I said to him, so can you share with me your wages? And he's like, I started out at $25 an hour here after 1 year program, and within 1 year, he was up to $37 an hour. So, I mean, that just shows you the wages that are available out there in the marine industry, and he absolutely loves what he's doing. And he's very thankful to the school for what was also provided here. And then we also have Gabby Inman, a female student, talking about a little bit about our demographics of students. I kind of have a 30-30 rule. We have veterans that are about 30% of our population, career changers, and traditional students. But we also have females that come to our our class as well. And what's really cool about Gabby is she was our first student in our Marine Service Technology program. She was an outstanding technician, and she actually came here traditionally right out of high school. She had grown up on the water. Her family was a charter fishing business, and she was actually a captain before she graduated from high school and came here and wanted to be able to work on boats. And she actually is working back home in Niles, Michigan, and has secured a position at Starboard Choice Marine. So very fortunate what our students have been able to come here in 1 year of school and be able to go out and get right to work. So could you go to the next slide, Chris, please? Awesome. Just to dig a little bit deeper into what our programs are, again, we have our comprehensive career boat building program, which has been in place since the establishment of the school, which has been about 18 years. And what you'll see is that our 12-month programs are broken into 3 semesters. And what we start out with in the first semester is focused on introduction to boat building. And that's learning how to do traditional boat building. You can actually see that in that bottom picture. That's traditional boat building, steam bending, wood and things like that. Second semester is focused on composite, and that's actually up with what the industry is requiring for wood boat builders coming out is wood composite. And then the third semester is restoration, and that's taking those Chris Craft boats from the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s and restoring boats. And again, while it is a very niche market, there are a ton of jobs available out there in the wood boat building area. The second program, of course, is the Marine Service Technology Program, which starts with our introduction to boat building. This is where students get on the water. They learn, basic, boat yard etiquette, boat yard, how to tie up a boat, how to navigate on a boat, some of those general things that you need to know in order to go to work in a marina or a dealership. And the second semester is marine propulsion, which focuses on what makes that boat move. And that is a lot of wrenching. And you can actually see Mackenzie and Gabe and Garrett here. They're messing around with the power head in our classroom. And that's where students are able to get Mercury certification and go out into the industry and work as Mercury technicians. And then in the third semester is our marine systems program, which in truth is just, everything else that makes a boat function and work is taught in that program, or I'm sorry, that semester. And so you'll see there's a variety of things: electrical and electrical marine system, marine plumbing systems, and marine climate control systems. So those are our 2 programs. If somebody's considering a career in the marine industry, a couple of things. If you're a traditional student, you're still in high school and you're taking a look at this, look at different programs in your school that might be a career technical education program, such as there might be a marine program, but there might be auto, there might be aviation, there might be a building trades. Try those out, see if you like working with your hands, and then think about working in the marine industry. If you're a career changer or a veteran, I would so encourage you to reach out to us and potentially come for an on-site visit day or one of our virtual visit days. And we have those coming up here in the next couple weeks. April 20th, we have a virtual visit day, which I will put in the chat here, how you can register for that. That's an easy way to learn about the school, learn about careers, and kind of get a tour of the school without having to drive all the way to the UP of Michigan to get here and learn about the school. So, and then we also have some on-site visit days coming up too. So would love to have you join us and reach out if you're interested.
Nikki, you lived up to the hype again, and I feel very fortunate to have you and the Great Lakes Boat Building School sustaining our industry, particularly on the boat side. We're very lucky to have you, and thanks also for the actionable advice you provided us today. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Chris, very much.
Next is Natalie, Ph.D. and teaching assistant professor at the Outdoor Recreation Economy at the University of Colorado Boulder program. Natalie, thank you so much for being here and looking forward to what you have to share.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So as Chris mentioned, I am with the University of Colorado in Boulder, and we offer 2 different graduate level programs that are relevant to this outdoor recreation and the outdoor recreation economy space. I'm going to go through in the following slides both of these programs in a little bit more depth. One of them is on campus and one of them is entirely online. But both of these programs are really designed to cater to folks who are either already within the outdoor industry and looking to advance their careers, or maybe folks who are looking to transition out of an existing career pathway and wanting to align their passion with the outdoors with the work that they do. One thing I also wanted to highlight is, between both programs, we're really focused on the outdoor recreation economy broadly. And what I mean by that is we really look at outdoor recreation as part of this larger system or systems. And we're talking about the intersection of outdoor recreation business and sustainable business development, as well as public lands and natural resource policy, and how that affects things like equity and access and conservation. And then also, how do we build resilient and sustainable communities through outdoor recreation? And you'll see these themes really resonating across the various courses that we offer. Chris, next slide, please? Thank you. All right, so let's start first with our on-campus program. Now, this is a 2-year professional master's degree. And so what we mean by that is this is an applied master's degree. So it's not a research-based master's where you have to do a thesis. And rather, a lot of the coursework is really, really focused on application. And the aim of the program is really to have you career ready as soon as you graduate from the program. Now, the Masters of the Environment is one of the largest sustainability professional programs that exists within the US. And within this degree, we have 5 different specializations, one of which is sustainability in the outdoor industry, and that is the specialization that I lead. The other 4 include urban resiliency and sustainability, environmental and natural resource policy, sustainable food systems, and renewable and sustainable energy. And I think one of the greatest strengths of this on-campus program is the interdisciplinary nature of the curriculum and the fact that students can really take courses within a specialization, but across the entire program and even the university. And that really allows them to really hone in on areas of interest, regardless of what section of this sort of sustainability space they're interested in. And so example is if you have, if we have a student who's interested, say, in working as a sustainability director at an outdoor brand, they can take a range of coursework within this corporate sustainability space. We've got students who are interested maybe more in conservation and conservation management, and they can be taking courses from the sustainability in the outdoor industry specialization, but also from the environmental and natural resource policy specialization. And so there's a lot of room for flexibility and customization. Now, I also want to highlight, a key sort of centerpiece of this program is also the 9-month capstone project that all students are required to complete in order to pass the degree. And this is a team project. Students will come from the various specializations to work together with a project partner to address a project that's been scoped for that 9-month period. It's great. I'm happy to be able to say that 80% of these projects are paid. And so students are working with these external partners to address an issue that they have. They're getting the opportunity to network, they're getting the opportunity to apply skills that they've learned within the program. And they're also getting that great opportunity to really build out their resume, which is really, really key. And so on the screen here, I just have a couple of examples of relevant projects to this outdoor industry space that you all might be interested in. Next slide, please. So in the online space, we have an outdoor recreation economy program, and this is a little newer. We launched this in 2021. And the great thing about this program is it's really, really flexible. And so the idea here is, we recognize that not everyone can afford to come to Boulder in Colorado, take 2 years, out of their professional working career, perhaps move their entire family across. And so we wanted to be able to offer a program online that folks could take and they could stay within the community in which they're situated. And maybe they could also be taking while they're working full time, perhaps whether transitioning into the outdoor industry or just looking to build their career. And so the way that this program works is that anyone can take a course, and you don't actually need to have a completed undergraduate degree to take any of these courses. Anyone can apply. And often that's done for professional development purposes. But you could also take any of these 5 graduate certificates and really specialize in an area, or you can stack 3 certificates to form a full master's degree. And so this entire program, as I mentioned, it's online. 4 out of the 5 courses within each certificate are asynchronous. And the final 5th course is a project-based course where students, again, work in teams to apply the knowledge that they've learned across the other 4 of their courses. Next slide, please. So regards to the program, I think each of these 2 programs really do hit on these 5 key areas. And this is sort of what we're hearing from our student base. We've got folks who are looking to progress in their career, who are looking to have better alignment or maybe pivot. And then we've also got a number of folks who are really interested in starting their own outdoor recreation business, whether that's on the tourism and outfitter side, or whether we're looking at sort of product development or working for a brand. And so, there's a range of different opportunities across these programs. I will say for our on-campus program, most of our graduate students typically, I would say anywhere from sort of 1 to 10 years out of their undergraduate degree. Whereas in the online space, we typically find students are sort of 10 to 20 years out of their undergraduate programs, typically already working full-time within a job, either in the industry or, like I said, outside of the industry, and they're looking to transition. Next slide, please. And so just to finish, when we do the side-by-side comparison, the Outdoor Rec Economy program is a 30 credit full graduate degree if you stack those 3 certificates together. So it's 10 credits per certificate. The Masters of the Environment program on campus is a 48 credit hour program. Now, with the Outdoor Rec Economy program, given that it is still a new program and that we launched in 2021, we actually don't have a graduate yet from this program. It typically takes about 2 to 3 years to complete if you're working full time, which, like I said, most of our students are. But some of the cool things that we've seen are that students within the program are already getting jobs within the industry or advancing in their career whilst they're taking the program. So they're not waiting until completing to be going for those jobs and networking with folks across the industry. In the on-campus space, while the Masters of the Environment program has been around for 6 to 7 years now, the Sustainability in the Outdoor Industry specialization was also just launched in 2021. So we're the newest of the 5. We only have a small number of students who have graduated. We're about to graduate our first full cohort in May, which we're really excited about. But just what we have on the screen here are all of our students who have graduated from the program and the kind of work that they're currently doing. That's it for me.
Natalie, thank you so much for being here and for all the effort and vision that you and Joel have brought to the program. And I wanted to call out that as part of my job, I read the news every day looking for headlines related to outdoor recreation. I've seen your students in the news a lot in the past couple of months for their work to support rural economies with technical assistance to help build sustainable recreation economies. And I think that's so cool and testament to the great program you've set up. So thanks so much for being here and for all your work.
Appreciate it.
Next is Chase Anderson, the program coordinator at the Utah State University Outdoor Product Design and Development. And I've invited Chase to share his slides because he has a number that he's going to move through quickly. So Chase, you can feel free to share your screen.
Great. All right, so my name is Chase Anderson. Excited to be here to talk a little bit about our outdoor product design and development program here at Utah State University. The program, again, is located here at USU. We're about an hour and a half north of Salt Lake City in beautiful Cache Valley, about 5 minutes away from Logan Canyon that you see behind campus here. A lot of great recreation opportunities, and we have a number of great outdoor related programs, but I'm here to just represent our outdoor product design and development program today. The program started in the fall of 2015, so it's a relatively new program, but we've had 4 graduating classes with our 5th here on the way in May. And we're really excited about where those graduates are ending up. But want to talk a little bit about careers in product creation. This program started really with a ton of collaboration with industry partners at Outdoor Retailer. The university gathered a number of individuals from various companies represented here, and started to explore the potential for building a program that could address the needs of companies when it comes to roles in product creation, whether that's design, development, or product management. And so that's what we set out to create. We couldn't do this without industry support. We pride ourselves on having a lot of industry partners involved in the program, whether from that advisory board level, advising us on current industry needs, to spending time in the classroom. And we recently had Conrad Anker, a legend in our industry, come to campus and spend time with us. At the end of the day, I want to talk a little bit about who outdoor product design and development is for. And really, we're here to address the needs of companies that need people to work in product creation. And I'll talk about some of those different roles. But ultimately, we're trying to train the next generation of makers, problem solvers, and visual communicators within our program. Just kind of a sampling of some of the classes that students would take in our program. A lot of these are related to design and visual communication that you'd see in an apparel design program or an industrial design program. But our curriculum focuses on sport and outdoor products. There's a portfolio review where after the first 2 years of developing those technical skills, students submit a design portfolio and are formally accepted into the professional program, the final 2 years of the program, where they then can choose one of 3 emphasis areas to focus their education on. The first being design, doing a lot more of that conceptual work. Development, spending more time learning how to work with factories and take those conceptual, those concept sketches, those digital drawings, and work with the factory to get samples and products made. And then product line management, the one who brings it all together and makes sure things happen on time and on budget. In terms of careers, we've had students go on to work for many great companies all over the country and have even started placing some graduates overseas as well. From our first graduating class, Veronica Vilhard, who did a Patagonia internship, pictured here, but then upon graduation, took a job with Under Armour as an innovation designer doing footwear. Josh Norgard, who just recently graduated and was brought on full-time with Outdoor Research in Seattle, doing a lot of sustainability related work. Students take a few sustainability focused courses in our program, and while in the program he learned how to use the Higg index tool, which was extremely valuable to our friends at Outdoor Research, and started an internship and then was brought on full-time. Natalie Cullum from the first class as well, who created her own waders. She felt like she couldn't find any waders out there made for women, so she set out to create her own waders, tested those out on the Logan River, got those pictures taken and then posted them on Instagram, where the senior designer from Orvis saw her work and reached out directly, and upon graduation she had a job offer where now she leads the women's team. Aaron Wright, who's also at Under Armour, who actually just hired one of our recent graduates and is mentoring him and overseeing a team now, which is exciting, kind of a full circle moment for us. Rachel Bodley, working as a CMF designer, which prior to taking this position, working in this industry, I didn't know what color, materials, and finish really meant. And I share this to show that there's a number of roles in product creation, a lot of different opportunities to get involved in creating product, whether it's that upfront design work, whether it's the development, or whether it's more on the management and marketing side of things. Again, here's a list of some of the different types of positions that our students have been taking, depending on those emphasis areas they focus on, design development or product line management. But as you can tell, there's a lot of different roles that go into creating a product. And in our program, we focus on preparing students for these types of positions. I wanted to include just a sample of some of the work some of our students are doing. Some are focused a lot on 3D apparel design, creating photorealistic projects and products using 3D software. There's a lot of hands-on coursework in our program with students pressing boards and skis and making hard product. Of course, we've got students learning how to sew and make soft goods and apparel pieces. A lot of time learning how to machine and work with metals, plastics, and composites. And then a couple examples of some physical samples that students have developed and are showcasing at our senior exhibit. I'd like to make a plug for this as well. Here at the university, Outdoor Product Design is also partnering with our university library to create a historic collection of outdoor archival materials. You can learn a little bit more about that on Instagram. It's Outdoor Rec Archive. We digitize and share historic catalogs and magazines from the industry that we house here at the university. And again, just kind of a quick overview of our program. We have about 300 students in the program, and it's a 4-year undergraduate degree. And you can follow the program at USU Outdoor Product on Instagram or on LinkedIn as well. That's it. Thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about us.
Well, thank you, Chase. And I wanted to shout you out as an excellent follow on LinkedIn, because Chase also operates an archive of outdoor industry design over several decades. And it's fascinating to watch how design and marketing and media have shifted over time. And Chase is always posting cool stories from that archive. So thank you so much for your work in the program, Chase, and for being here today. We really appreciate it. Next is Jennifer DeBoer, Ph.D. and the director of the Outdoor Industry MBA program at Western Colorado University. Jennifer, thanks for being here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I've been teaching in this program for the past few years, moved into the director position January 1st. So it's new and it's exciting. And I'm really excited to just sort of combine both purpose and passion in both education and the outdoor industry. So we've heard about some really awesome programs. I think it might be helpful to begin by briefly discussing how this program differs from some of the other programs we've heard about so far. First and foremost, what's likely most unique about this program is that it is a Master's of Business Administration program. So the curriculum that we're focused on is going to differ a little bit from these other programs. We really focus on business skills, knowledge, and leadership. We, for the most part, offer a fairly traditional core MBA curriculum. So accounting, finance, marketing, strategy, etc. However, there is a really big focus on the outdoor industry weaved in all of our classes, and a lot of outdoor industry specific topics such as sustainability, DEI, tourism and recreation, supply chain management, and so on. So additionally, because the MBA program is management and leadership oriented, it tends to be well associated with really good opportunities for career advancement, earning potential, networking opportunities, entrepreneurship, and all of these I'll try to discuss a little bit in these slides. All right, so next slide. First and foremost, again, as I kind of alluded to in the previous slide, MBAs definitely provide some awesome networking opportunities. We attend a few different immersions, some of them in Gunnison. We've been to Denver, we've been to Salt Lake City. We're exploring other opportunities, backpacking and going to Europe. So there's some fun things coming. But when we go to some of these trade shows, all of our students interact with a lot of industry professionals. We've had industry professionals come and speak in our classes, attend graduation. They're obviously often partners in capstone projects. And then we partner with several other industry organizations such as the ICE Lab, which is located here on Western's campus, the Rady School also, and they have great relationships with leaders in the outdoor industry. So there's lots of networking opportunities that can help students look for internships, look for jobs, look for new insights. Additionally, as I said previously, an MBA is a great degree for moving into mid to upper level management positions. So there's great starting salaries, earning potential, in some cases, great bonuses once a student has completed the MBA. So there's all sorts of really good opportunities along those lines. Graduate certificates, these are new to Western's program this year. We'll be kind of rolling these out over the summer. Students will begin the certificate program in the fall. And what we've found in speaking with a lot of professionals in the industry is they're in some cases interested in the MBA, but just can't commit to attending school full-time for 2 years. And so what we've done is created these graduate certificates. Each of them are comprised of 3 courses. So marketing and branding that certificate will involve a couple of marketing and sales oriented classes, plus a diversity, equity, and inclusion class called Outdoors for All, taught by James Edward Mills. We're super excited to have him join us in the program. The financial management is going to be a combination of finance and accounting courses. And then the responsible organizational leadership will be organizational behavior, ethics, leadership, strategic management, and DEI. So each of these are going to involve 3 courses. The certificate program can be completed in 9 months. They're really great for individuals that already have a bachelor's degree but want to up their skills. So they can pursue these, focus on a niche area, earn that certificate, they'll be in the same courses as our MBA students. So there's some great networking and learning that can take place through those synchronous experiential opportunities. And hopefully, you know, if they're interested in the broader MBA, they can apply any of these courses or any of these certificates to the full MBA. So there's a little bit of a stackable aspect to it. As far as logistics, our courses are taught in the evenings, traditionally Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. We do have 3 required immersions. So there's one at the beginning of the program, one in the middle of the program, one at the end of the program in these areas. Beginning this year, we're going to introduce a few additional. So we'll have a summer immersion that's going to be optional, where we meet with leaders that focus on summer outdoor recreation. We'll have a winter, and then next summer we'll have a backpacking course where we'll teach leadership while everyone's a little bit out of their comfort zone, backpacking for about a week and a half. And everyone taking that class will have some opportunities to lead the group in, you know, again, out of their comfort zone. So I'm really personally excited about that opportunity. Next slide. So one of the elements that I think is really important to note about this program is that similar to the CU program, we're applied and experiential. We do not have a dissertation or research focus. I completed my MBA in sustainability a long time ago, and no one has read my my dissertation on Whole Foods for a very long time. So I'm really excited that the vast majority of our students partner with individuals from industry. So there's kind of a long list of some examples here. In some cases, they'll do something independently. Maybe they're interested in starting their own business. One of our first cohorts, we had a student named Sam Dagenhart who opened Campfire Ranch. So preparing kind of his business pitch, business plan, exploring marketing and fundraising opportunities was all part of his project. Otherwise, a lot of our students partner. So we have industry leaders that come in and pitch projects, and then they collaborate with students to come up with about a 200 to 250 hour project. In some cases, it's market research, maybe it's a marketing plan, maybe it's an expansion plan, it could be a DEI initiative, an environmental sustainability initiative. We've had several students that have helped organizations become B Corp certified. There is a link here, so if you are curious, either reach out to me, or if you have access to these slides, which I think will be provided, this project-based program, that's a link to our network map. You can also just Google OIMBA network map and see this really great map and click on some of the projects that we've been involved in the past and are currently involved in. So, you know, again, we're pretty excited about that. There's lots of opportunities through these different project partners for networking, internships, jobs, learning, etc. Next slide. So this is just kind of an overview so that you have a good slide to kind of compare this program against others. For those of you that are, you know, shopping around looking at different opportunities. Western is located in Gunnison, beautiful campus, and that's part of why we want to have more face-to-face immersions to, you know, really take advantage of the beautiful surroundings, the mountain biking, the skiing, the hiking, the million opportunities for outdoor recreation that exist in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. As far as the outdoor industry MBA program is concerned, the courses are all offered synchronously online. As I talked a little bit about that before, it's a 2-year program, fairly full-time, so it is pretty intensive. We typically admit about 20 to 30 students per cohort, and there's, you know, the first year cohort and the second year cohort, so we have around 50 to 60 students at a time. These new industry graduate certificates will become available this year. It takes about 9 months. Could take a little longer if someone wanted to extend the certificate program, but they're really meant to be completed in 9 months. They're online, part-time, and we're starting with smaller cohorts there because they'll be, you know, those students will be in the same courses as the broader full MBA students. As far as some recent job placements, it was hard to kind of narrow this down, but just a few here. We have a recent graduate that's finished the program last year and has just been given the position of marketing director for outdoor retailers. So we're really excited about that. That is over in California. We also have someone that's been promoted to the sustainability program lead in LL Bean, or at LL Bean, so Maine. So just kind of trying to show some of the geographic diversity here. And then finally, we have a current student that during the program was promoted, offered a job at Burton as a global operations analyst. And so I think I have one more slide here. So to just kind of wrap up and conclude, I just want to, I guess, put this out there that the Outdoor Industry MBA really does have a good, strong track record of producing graduates that go on to really successful and interesting and rewarding careers in the outdoor industry. We have a really great alumni network, good success stories, and I'm really excited about the value and the opportunities that this program might provide to prospective students. So thank you again, and feel free to send me an email if you have any questions.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. I was joking with you before the call. I thought you'd been at the program for at least a year, because it certainly doesn't seem like you're in your first couple months leading the program. It's such an impressive structure of MBA programming, and the industry is grateful to have you feeding students, such talented students, into our career. So thank you so much for being here and for all your work.
Well, thank you. And I just want to say I'm grateful for the previous director, Scott Borden. So if anything looks good, it's largely because he's been a great mentor. So thank you.
Awesome. Last but not least is Kurt Hemmeler, president of the RV Technical Institute, to talk to us about their variety of programs to train RV technicians around the United States. Go for it.
Thank you, Chris. I know I think we're getting short on time here. If you want to flip to that slide there, yeah, I can run through this pretty quickly. To start off with, if anyone has any familiarity with the RV industry, I guess I should start with saying RV stands for recreational vehicle. I am actually new to this industry of just 4 years. I came in to create the RV Technical Institute, spending 25 years in the education space. And they brought me in because there's over 12 million registered RVs out there. And when you think about that, somebody's got to fix them when they break. And so, in fact, in 2020, the RV service technician job was the third fastest growing profession in the country. And so the RV industry came together. They wanted to create a school that would train technicians, and technicians, where they would be working at a dealer, independent, a home inspector type position. And so once again, if you know about the RV industry, you know that Elkhart, Indiana, is the heartbeat of it all. The school was established in 2019. We came in and we focused primarily on the house parts. So when you think about an RV, you think about all the systems in your house: plumbing, electrical, generators, appliances. And so that's where we focus. 90% of all the RVs out there are towed. So once again, another reason why we focus in that direction. The program is a 4-week program. It has 4 different levels. Now, you don't complete all 4 levels in 4 weeks, but you will complete level 1 and level 2. Level 1 is about 30 to 40 hours of class time focused on those systems I mentioned. This technician would be prepared to be able to go in and validate that all the systems are working as described. And if they were to come across an issue, they would need then the level 2 expertise, which is an additional 3 weeks or 120 hours of training. At the completion of both level 1 and level 2, which are fully certified programs recognized across the country, that technician is ready to basically work anywhere and be a recognized technician. There is level 3 and level 4. The program created a career path so that a technician will continue to learn throughout their career. Level 3 is dedicated to all of the new innovation that might come into the RV space, and the students will continue to collect credits from those classes, which then, when applied, will eventually account for a level 4 or master certification. As far as where and how the students can take class, we created the program so they can be taken here in Elkhart. Our classroom is face-to-face. It's lots of hands-on, and it's about a 1 to 12 ratio of instructor to student. Knowing that Elkhart, Indiana is not necessarily on the radar of everybody's most favorite places to go, though I encourage you to come see it. You can also take classes completely online, or you can take it in a hybrid format where you combine the two together. Or where I think is very unique to a lot of folks is we have over 100 learning partners across the country that actually can teach our curriculum as well. These are dealerships, we have high schools, we have career technical schools, all of which are our learning partners that allow us to, in the short 3.5 years we've been at this, we have trained over 12,000 we have currently 12,000 students who are either active or have been certified and are employed in the career of a technician. Our graduates, as I mentioned to you, you are prepared to go immediately to work as a technician, either at a dealership or as an independent. When I say independent or mobile, when you think about your RV, they typically don't break when they're sitting in your driveway. They break when you're out trying to have fun. And so we try to prevent that from interfering with your outdoor experience. So mobile tech is always there to get you back on the road. As far as employability in this career field, as you can imagine, we with being the third fastest growing and 12 million registered, we have a dramatic need, a huge need for technicians. As far as the students themselves, we have everything from fresh graduates out of high school to career changers, as well as we have a lot of folks that have their own RV who just want to get certified on how to repair their own RV. And I think that was it in a real quick couple minutes there, Chris, for you.
Kurt, I added a few pictures to the end
Sure.
of the slides. I'm hoping you can just talk us through what we're seeing in these.
Yeah, what you're looking at, that is actually here at our school in Elkhart, Indiana. These are a class of 12 folks that have come here to take our level 1 and level 2 class. They're obviously working on things hands-on. Our whole, typically how we operate is you'll have a little PowerPoint, and then you'll go into the shop and perform the task. Our testing does require both a written and hands-on portion for certification. So that's what you're looking at there, Chris.
Excellent.
Just a couple more slides of students at work.
And folks who may have attended our prior workforce curriculum may recognize Tim Scott, gentleman on the far left there. He's a level 3 technician who's trained for the RV Technical Institute. And he's kind of the perfect example of someone who didn't have a lot of outdoor background prior to getting in this career, and now loves the quality of life he has working hands-on recreational vehicles, enabling people to have amazing experiences in the outdoors and a paycheck to support his family. So Tim has been a great advocate for the Institute, and Kurt, thank you so much for all your work to get this Institute up and running. It's fantastic. I wanted to briefly share one more program that is remarkably important to our work, and that is the Oregon State University Center for the Outdoor Recreation Economy. They were unable to be here today due to a scheduling conflict, but Lee Davis and Kate Portia are the Executive Director and Director of Industry Engagement at the Center for the Outdoor Recreation Economy. They're the academic partner of ORR, and they've enabled impressive industry research in the past few years, from rural economic development to COVID impacts in the outdoor industry to the outdoor workforce. So Oregon State University is really doing incredible work, and I'm so glad to have them as a partner with ORR. Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, to all the academic experts on the program today, I hope we showed a wide diversity of different career development opportunities in the outdoor industry. I'll be following up with emails for these folks, links to their programs, and a recording of today's session. And please reach out. These people have tons of advice. They work with a lot of students and would be happy to help. Again, on April 12th, we'll be concluding this series with trend forecasting for outdoor careers. We hope you can join us. These sessions will be recorded and hosted on ORR's new Workforce Hub. Thank you so much for being here, and have a great day.